Our good buddy Nick Wright, host of First Things First on Fox Sports 1 and What's Right with Nick Wright on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. Going to be on the road, going to Kansas City, going to do the show on Friday from Kansas City. Good to see Nick again. Are we entering must-win situation time this weekend?
For Philly, because the Chiefs are down their top two weapons? Maybe. It'd be really embarrassing for the Eagles with the NFL, having the first ever suspension where you get to play and the Chiefs are down their top two guys. And the last time Philly was in Kansas City, Nick Sirianni walked off the field, mother effing the fans, to lose that game against a Chiefs team that, listen, I'm just a blind, dopey homer. But everyone that can see clearly, obviously, has seen, the league has passed Kansas City by. Now, it was just 2 games ago that the Chiefs were playing for an opportunity to be the greatest team in the history of the sport. But a lot's changed in those 2 games. So, yeah, it'd be mortifying, especially after how Philly looked in week 1. They better win.
But more must-win Lions or Chiefs?
Oh, so I'm glad you brought that up. Because tell me if you think this is fair. There were 5 teams going into the season that everyone thought were going to be good again. Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, Lions, Eagles. Those were the 5 kind of prestige teams going into this season. Every year, at least one of the teams that is consensus going to be good has the year from hell or falls off. Last year it was the Niners. The year before it was the Bengals. The Bengals coming off back-to-back AFC Championship games. That was when Burrow came in hurt and they missed the playoffs. I think one of those teams this year, it'll happen again. Now, again, some people think it's Kansas City. I think there's way more concern in Detroit. I think the loss of the coordinators, I think the fact that we have seen Jared Goff multiple times in his career be excellent and multiple times in his career go pumpkin mode, particularly if he doesn't have the stability of the interior of that offensive line, which I think is a problem for them. So, no, I think Detroit is potentially up against it. I think Detroit could be in real trouble. I think Kansas City has an infrastructure and still the best quarterback and the best coach in football. And here's the thing. 2021, coming off getting blown out in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs started 3-4 and got blown out by the Titans and the Bills, the only 2 regular season blowouts of Mahomes' career. They end up in the AFC Championship game. 2 years ago, the Chiefs had a stretch late in the year where they lost 5 of 8 and 4 of 6 in the stretch run. They ended up winning the Super Bowl. So I just think the Chiefs aren't going to be rattled even if they lose this weekend.
How many teams do you look at how they win a game? Not that they win a game, but did they, like the Bengals, they won the game, but that's
the worst win in NFL history.
That's supposed to be a high-powered offense. So I don't know if they get a hall pass that, hey, you won the game, and that's a divisional game. I don't know how many other teams that you look at and say, how did you win the game, not just you won the game.
So I think that you can graduate to a place where style points don't matter anymore. I think Brady's Patriots did it, where we would always, it felt like for a long time in the 2010s, there was a lot of, they won, but ... But it was, I think, partially, and I regret now my own commentary about that because now that's what was done to my team all last year and it infuriated me. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. They win Super Bowls, they win games, and you're like, but it didn't make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. So I'm a little hypocritical about that, I will admit. But if you are not a proven minted champion, how you look in winning, I think matters. And I'll use Philadelphia as an example in a weird way. Philadelphia coming off the Super Bowl loss. That next year, they started 10-1, but it did not look good. And it seemed like something was wrong. And the Eagles even put voice, we need to be better. And then bang, they absolutely fall apart at the end of the year. Cincinnati. all off season, we're going to get off to a better start. We're going to get off to a better start. Both sides of the ball look terrible. Like the defense, I know they only allowed 16 points. Joe Flacco moved the ball. They missed kicks. They had 2 interceptions go off Browns players' hands, which is why they were picked. And Cincinnati had 7 second-half yards. I'm going to bring up the Bills in this regard. If you're a Bills fan going into the year, Dan, you knew correctly we have a superhero at quarterback. He can single-handedly win us any game. But the reason we haven't been able to get over the top is because against the best quarterbacks in the biggest spots, our defense hasn't produced. And seeing the defense just get shredded for 55 minutes, if you're a Bills fan, you're thrilled you won, the tiebreaker, all of it. But in the back of your mind, you're like, oh boy, like, is that sustainable? Like, and in Philly week 1, again, week 1's weird. Before that weather delay, I thought that Philly defense looked as bad as it's looked in years, and it's just like a minor concern. Obviously, the Chiefs didn't get the win. I thought the Chiefs defense looked as bad as it's looked in 5 years in that game. So there was, of those 5 teams that I said that everybody expected to be good, I don't think any of them feel great about week 1. Obviously, Baltimore lost. Baltimore oddly played the best and then created a way to lose, as they are wont to do.
Talking to Nick Wright, host of First Things First on Fox Sports 1 and What's Right with Nick Wright on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. Is it the grand opening of the steakhouse, the restaurant 1587 in Kansas City with Mahomes and Kelsey? Is that this weekend?
Yeah, they're doing like a premiere or invite starting today and going through Sunday. We are doing First Things First. You know, I have negotiated with FS1 that once a year we do a show in Kansas City, and that wasn't really it wasn't a tough negotiation because it's like, okay, yeah, because we always go to wherever the Super Bowl parade is, so, you know, we're already going to be there. Weirdest thing ever happened in calendar 2025, they held the Super Bowl parade in Philadelphia. Like, I don't know. So, year's almost up. And so we needed to, check that contractual box. So I'm flying out today. We're doing our show live from Kansas City tomorrow. And as, I'm just the luckiest man in the world. As it happens, that will allow me Friday night to see my good friend Patrick and others at the opening of the steakhouse as I, stop by as an invited guest.
What if the food isn't good?
It's Kansas City Steakhouse.
Well,
it'll be good.
I know, but would you be honest and say,
Well, yes, I would, at least privately. I wouldn't publicly pan my friend's restaurant, but I would privately be like, hey, this is, maybe tighten this up. But it's not like, Price Fix French joint. It's not an omakase sushi spot. It's a Kansas City steakhouse. It is very, very difficult to not have that be good. Steakhouses they don't have as high of a ceiling as the greatest restaurants in the world, but the ceiling is good, is really good, and the floor I enjoyed that. So I'm not worried about it.
Okay, you can sit at Mahomes' table or Kelsey's table.
Their spouses or soon to be are with them?
Yep.
Am I drinking?
I hope.
I'm gonna hang with Patrick. I've been lucky enough that years back during all the Super Bowl celebrations run together in your head, spent a night drinking with Travis, and it was all you could have hoped for and more, to be totally honest with you. But I also feel because I don't know enough about Taylor Swift's discography, story, all of that, and I would feel uneasy. I would feel like I'm gonna screw something up here, and I wouldn't worry about that with Patrick and Brittany. So, yeah.
First class seat bandwagon Packers or Chargers right now?
Oh, the Chargers. Here's the thing I know about the Chargers. They're going to be the Chargers.
I was just talking about right now after that win.
No, the Packers.
Okay.
I thought that's the right two picks though, Dan. Those were, if we were just grading week one performances, those were the two best week one performances. But I think the Packers, and I was so happy that Micah made such an impact because I was so disgusted, truly disgusted, Dan, with our colleagues in the media. When we have talked more Cowboys, not you guys are an erudite show, like, listen, whatever the story of the day is, we're going to do.
Yes.
Us Neanderthals, we're talking Cowboys a lot. We've talked more Cowboys in the last 4 years, and more than any other team, and more Micah Parsons than any defensive player in football. And not in a single segment did any analyst on any network have this take. You know, I accept he's a great pass rusher, but if you look at his run stuff rate, really is he overrated? And then Jerry Jones loses a negotiation, trades him, and says, well, we were trying to stop the run. And for about a week, the whole media had a fever dream where it was like, Micah Parsons, is he good? Differing opinions. Like the Dan Campbell before the game says, like, yeah, we were just glad Kenny Clark got off the team. And I like and know Kenny Clark. And Kenny Clark, Dan, is such a good player. He's a good enough player that if you say, I'll give you Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks, you can get a player like Micah Parsons. So, like, I was really happy that Micah made the impact he did because he deserved to.
Before I let you go, Pablo Torre doing this deep dive on the Clippers. Yeah. How do you think this ends?
Listen, I know Pablo, and Pablo, listen, this is really good journalism, okay? And he deserves credit, and I'm glad someone is doing it. Let me say that on the front end. I also think that there have been a couple of these that if they were old school, long form, like print journalism magazine pieces, it might have been like, hey, we don't quite have it yet. We're like, you're probably right, and this is a lot there, but we need one more piece. And because of that, from what I've seen, I think the NBA will be able to not fully look the other way, but bad boys, don't you make me turn this car around, but we'll still go to Disney World. And I know that Pablo has gotten a little mad at people who I think have had that opinion. It's not doubting the journalism or the work. It's more doubting whether or not where the NBA is going to set the burden of proof to napalm a team. Because, and I want to add, can I add just what my theory on it is?
Sure.
I've done no research other than listen to Pablo's stuff and try to learn about it, but I obviously am not doing individual research on it. Because I thought the point Cuban made was the exact point that I initially thought of, which is, if Ballmer were involved, he wouldn't let the company go to bankruptcy, right? Like, he would just, he's not an idiot. He would know that this could come out. He's the 5th richest person in the world. He would find a way to, save the company. But that doesn't, so my working theory is this. It was cap circumvention. The Clippers were involved, but it was someone beneath Ballmer who didn't have the ability to bail out the company and didn't feel comfortable going to Steve and being like, so here's the thing. We did a thing and I'm going to need $300 to $400 million to fix it. And that's how it came out. It's just my gut. And I think it's really good work Pablo's done. But the moment the story came out, I set the penalty, the over-under, at 1.5 second-round picks, and I'll stay there, which means the NBA is going to let this one slide.
Safe travels to Kansas City. Good to talk to you. Have fun this weekend.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I loved your guys' live stream Thursday night. And
are you going to join us?
Myself on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna come join you. Where is that?
We just decided to do it because Shay loves the Cowboys and he's a mess, and we thought.
No, but geographically, where is it located?
Right out. It's in our grilling area.
And that's 90 minutes from the city?
Yeah. From where you live?
Yeah. Guys, you'll send me a nice car, right?
Yeah. I'll send one of my guys to pick you up.
That doesn't sound like a fun ride.
What?
Maybe Marvin.
Marvin, would you go pick up Nick Wright?
No, I'm not asking Marvin to drive me. I'm simply saying if I have to be in a car with anyone in your crew for 90 minutes, Marvin's my first draft pick.
Okay.
So I'll pick you up at the corner, 145th and Broadway. Meet you there. We'll go to Milford.
That's 6 blocks from my house, bro. We can do that. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay. See you, bud.
Bye.
Nick Wright. Yeah, I'm going to have him come up and we do a watch party like we did with Shay and Irving. And Marvin was there. Paulie did a drive-by as well. So we might do that on a Sunday night. And once again, I can't stream it live because everybody's like, why didn't you stream it? I go, I cannot trust Shay. I just can't. But
it's kind of the fun of it.
No.
The danger of what might happen is the whole draw.
No. We just give you clips of us watching the football game.